The majority of people want to have inclusive organizations, but often they don't know where to start. And one really useful tool that we found to be very effective is an inclusion workshop program. What does that look like? Well, there's 4 workshops. The first workshop looks at the fundamentals of inclusion and specifically what it looks like to be disabled and what it means to have a disability, because they're not the same. Then we move on to empathy in action and explore how different people react or interact when they perceive barriers or they have barriers placed upon them. Then we will go on in workshop 3 to explore the microaggressions that exist for different demographics of society. And finally, in workshop 4, we'll plan for success. By that, what you'll do is you'll take all of the information that you've gathered and experiences that you've had and look at where you are now in terms of inclusion within the workplace and where you would like to get to, whether that be short, mid, or long-term goals. Often, this leads to companies wanting to do individual workshops or those centered around specific areas that have been identified during the training program. Some examples are neurodiversity, which can cover off things like appreciating neurodiversity and what it is, recruiting and interviewing neurodiverse candidates, onboarding neurodiverse candidates, managing neurodiverse team members, and being part of a neurodiverse organization. Language, to cover the philosophy of the language, ableism, microaggressions, cultural differences, and models of disability, to name a few. Unconscious or implicit bias, exploring bias, bias in action, and why difference is a strength and should be celebrated. Additional services that we can also provide, either as a one-off, linked to a specific event in the calendar, or as part of your inclusivity program, are webinars, keynote presentations, a mini-series of videos, language guidance handbook, an environmental recruitment and or website audit, or additional support that can be tailored to your organization and your employees' needs. This is often one-to-one mentoring or advisory services.
It's a fact that companies want to do things to become more inclusive. And there's a lot of talk about this, but the reality is very few companies take action. In fact, one of the great frustrations is that all this talk really goes nowhere. So now's the time to take action. If you get in touch with the team with the ability people, you can start the journey towards becoming more inclusive. It's no obligation to start with. We've got a range of services you'll find truly beneficial. So get in touch now and we can talk you through the journey.